Hello, welcome. Hello, Asa. Hope you're well. So yeah, if you have any questions, just drop them down below and I'm more than happy to answer any questions that people have today. Hopefully we'll get a few people in here and we can have a good 45-minute session. Apologies for the terrible video. I was hoping that I'd be able to get my DSLR set up. I've had a busy day and I didn't find the time to work out how to do it. So MacBook Pro webcam is a bit grainy, but not too bad. Welcome for those of you in here. So I'm just going to put a poll in the chat. I just want to know what level of CIMA you're currently studying. So, CIMA, operational, certificate, should I say? Certificate, operational management. Certificate. Operational. Then I have 4 options, so we're just going to whack management. Strategic. Answer this poll, and hopefully it will enable me to be a bit more specific with what I talk about today. So I can see a question in the chat already. Hello, Madhava. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, Madhava. Are CIMA qualified people respected worldwide? Absolutely. CGMA stands for Chartered Global Management Accountant. I forget how many countries it is, but CIMA is recognised, I think, in near about 150 countries. I think it's slightly more than that. I can't remember. I can definitely take a look for that after this stream. But yeah, CIMA is one of the, I would say, one of the only globally recognised ones, which is what makes it such an attractive choice. Wherever you go, you just CIMA will always be recognised in a number of markets. Obviously, the biggest markets are the UK, South Africa, India, and the US. I think Canada's big as well. I've noticed as well, actually, a strange one. Netherlands is quite big in the Netherlands as well. So if you're from the Netherlands, drop a message and just say, oh, I'm from the Netherlands, because yeah, the Netherlands appears to be quite big on CIMA as well. So yeah, you can be certain that if you ever do have a when you do attain your CGMA, it will be recognised globally, which is what makes it such an attractive qualification. What I would say with any qualifications, though, even if you get like an ACA or an ACCA, which is more recognised in some countries more than others, or the CA and the I know America and Australia have their own, which are recognised quite nicely elsewhere. People know that what that qualification gives you, and they won't turn you down if you haven't got that country's qualification over somewhere else's, because the skills that a qualification teaches you are transferable. They're not specific to, obviously they're specific to one country, but they're transferable. So yeah, but that's what's great about CIMA. Hello, Lizzie. Hello, Lindsay Adams and Rocks, welcome. So what's the average preparation time for the MCS exam? 6 weeks. You will get your pre-seen, I think it's about 7 weeks before the exam. And if you look at the tuition, you buy tuition through one of the tuition providers, Astranti, Kaplan, CIMA, you name it. Sorry, not CIMA, BPP. Then the lecture time will be over a period of 6 weeks. So, and usually I think that, well, yeah, it gives you 6 weeks to prepare for the exam. And to be perfectly honest with you, for the case study, it's plenty of time. And what you have to remember as well is none of it is new material at that point once you sit an exam. So, good question. Except you've stopped me before I got too far. Is 6 weeks enough? No, I wouldn't say it is. If you, I'd imagine you're probably sitting the equivalent of the gateway exam. You sit in the gateway exam or the equivalent of the gateway exam. I had a friend do that, and he had to study for a good 6 months beforehand. So you've obviously been given the exemption is a tough one because you've obviously been given the exemptions because you've studied it at a previous point. Therefore, you should. Okay, so you got the gateway. What I would suggest is you take a look at the exam pass rates. Give yourself a bit of a shock to the system and realize how much work you're going to have to put in. I think the gateway exam's about, I want to say 30% first time pass. So you really need to put the time in. I think my mate, if I remember rightly, did put a period of maybe 4 to 5 months for the gateway exam. He didn't do the gateway exam. He was at the same level. He came straight in at management case study. He just studied accounting and finance at degree level. But he did have to put a lot of work in. But what I say here is you've only been given the exemptions because you should have studied the content at a previous point within your studies. Therefore, it shouldn't all be new. It's just familiarising yourself with the CIMA syllabus. But yeah, I definitely don't recommend you just go to, for example, if you're going straight in now, November case study, I wouldn't recommend that. 6 weeks from now, when the November case study will be, that'll give you a lot of work to do. I would definitely at best aim for the January one, and then maybe even the April one as well. Is it January and then April? January, April, August, November. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it is. But yeah, certainly give yourself enough time because you don't want to be failing exams. No problem. Rocks, hello. A quick question. How would you recommend one structure to their MCS answer? So I always used point, evidence, annotate, and then your final conclusion. So I forget the structure they teach you, but the one I always remembered was the P structure: point, evidence, annotate, or point, evidence, analysis, or something. So I'd make my point. What am I trying to do? I'd give a piece of evidence to back up that point. I'd analyze it and tell me, and like giving a discussion on that, and then I'll give a final statement at the end. This means that, I don't know, let's say, should property plant equipment be recognised over IAS 16, and you've discussed that it will have the treatment that it needs, and it will be reliably measured, and it will be depreciated over a period of time, and you would then give a final statement and just say that, yes, judge it, concluding my previous discussion and coming to the conclusion that the asset met condition X, Y, and Z, then the asset will be recognised on IAS 16 and capitalised to the balance sheet. So that's the structure I would have. So you give your point, evidence, analyse the situation, and then give a final statement. And if you do that in a case study, you'll do well. AB, hello. What do you think about CIMA? It's a great qualification. It's a great qualification if you want. Sorry, one moment. So yeah, CIMA is a great qualification for anyone wanting to get into accountancy. What I would say is, What do you think about CIMA? What do I think about CIMA? It's great if you want to get in the management accountancy field. If you don't want to get in the management accountancy field and you want to be a financial accountant, then I recommend you look at an alternative option. If you want to work for a big business in their internal finance department, running the business from a finance perspective, then CIMA will give you that opportunity. Yeah, I fully recommend it. And it's sometimes you go into these qualifications thinking, does it teach me the real life skills that I need to know? And in this case, yes, it does. Cost management accounting. What do I think of cost management accounting? Not really sure on that one. Standard principles. Never found it too difficult. It's easy to understand. I don't know. Cost management accounting. Quite boring. I'm not sure what. So I'm not sure what perspective you want me to. What do I think of cost management accounting is very generic. So can you be more specific? In what way? How difficult it is? How interesting it is? So let's have a look at the poll. What's the poll results saying at this moment in time? 50% certificate operational, 33% management, 17% CIMA. So I would say certificate operational 25% each. That means we've got a wide range of people in here. Right, CIMA case studies, are they that difficult? I'm going to give you, I want you to think about two perspectives here. CIMA is a global qualification. Therefore, there's going to be a lot of people sitting CIMA that aren't answering the CIMA case study in their first language. For me, the case studies, and I'm not just saying this, were the easiest exams. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're difficult, but as long as you know what structure to write your exam answers and you can be sure that you have prepared for that exam, then the CIMA case study I always found were the easiest ones. And the reason why is because you're not trying to relearn material, you know it. And you can always spin the question and answer the question with a number of different points. So there's never a right or a wrong answer. So as long as you get a good discussion, you get an equal discussion, you give your recommendation, you highlight the theory that needs to be highlighted, then I actually quite like the case study exams. The difficulty I can imagine, though, is when you've got someone whose native language isn't English and they're having to answer it in a second language. And I would find that tough. The case studies do take work and you do need to be good at the structure. And if you can't nail the structure that you're required to answer the exam questions, then you will struggle. I think you will find it difficult. But if you can nail the structure that you need to answer the questions and then know that or be confident that you know enough of the theory that underpins that exam and you have enough real life examples, which is where getting into WhatsApp groups. So for me, when I did mine, I always made sure I was on a live course, and on that live course, there'd be a WhatsApp group. And that for me was the best knowledge that I picked up, was getting other examples and other people's opinions on the same question. And actually, you then start to build up a bank of real life examples that you could then put into a lot of different questions. And then that helps you to pass that exam. So are the case studies really that difficult? They are tough. Don't get me wrong, they're tough. But I always preferred them over the objective tests. Good luck. Lindsay Adams, what tuition prize would you recommend for the management case study preparation? Kaplan. I use Kaplan. Brilliant. Short answer there. But you have to remember as well as Kaplan is the only approved CIMA provider. I have to be careful because I have got a partnership with Astranti here, so I can't be seen to be recommending it. But let me tell you this: I did Kaplan. It was good. Just trying to be honest, transparent, open. Might land me in a bit of bother, but BPP is good. The problem with BPP is they're really difficult. Astranti is great. Don't get me wrong. Astranti has some really good revision material, and I do recommend them, and I use them myself. There's a link down in the in all of the bottom of my videos if you want to sign up using my link. Just for transparency, I do get some commission for it, but it helps to keep this channel going, and it helps me to reinvest in the channel to improve the quality that you see on this channel. They are great, don't get me wrong. I use them a lot for their tuition and their on OTs. I use them a lot for their question banks, revision cards, and I also use them a lot for mock exams. And you can also get one mock exam free for every single exam with Astranti. And if you're on certificate level, Astranti is completely free. So I thoroughly recommend you check it out. I can put my link here if you guys want it. I'm more than happy to do that. Sign up using my link, and then I just get a bit of kudos. If you take the free material, I obviously earn nothing. But if you want to help support the channel, then you can do so through the Astranti link. I get a small percentage, 10% or something, of anything that anyone spends through my link. Just being open and honest with you there. I know some people will hate that, but other people will like the fact that I've been honest. So, and I'm honest. I want to be honest. I don't want anyone thinking I'm not honest, because I am honest. And if you are yet to sign up to Astranti, you can do so. There you are, Lindsay. Links there. Click it, sign up, and then if you take the free material, then obviously that's your choice. You can use that free material to help you pass. Certificate levels all free. Mock exams, one mock exam per module in the operational management and strategic level. Also, they have a lot of discount codes going on, and I'll make you aware of those if you want to. Has anyone used Viva Tuition? No, I've never used Viva Tuition, but yeah, I'm not too sure. I'll be honest with you, I've never heard of them when studying. It's only since. No problem, Lindsay. Thank you very much. Is CIMA good to do if I'm planning to do CFA later? Well, there are obviously two different qualifications. They're going to look. It depends what industry you're going to go in. Do you want to work in the management accounting industry, or do you want to go and work in public finance? If you want to go and work in public finance, in more of a financial capacity, I recommend CFA. If you want to go and do management accounting, do CIMA. It's funny you say that, though. I've often thought since finishing CIMA, I wonder if I should go and do CFA. But that's your choice. I have no knowledge on CFA, so I can't really say is it good to do if I'm planning to do CFA later. Depends what you want to do with your career. This is the question I always whenever someone asks me a similar question like that, I always say, well, what's your job plans? If CIMA doesn't align to your job plans, then no, CIMA is not a good idea for you. If CFA aligns to your job plans, and yes, CIMA is a good idea for you. So yeah, up to you, I guess. Is CIMA enough, or should I plan something else too? I can't answer for your market, but certainly for the UK, CIMA is plenty. CIMA is the biggest qualification in the UK. Well, on par as the biggest qualification in the UK with ACCA and ACA. In the UK, CIMA trumps master's degrees. If you do a master's degree, you won't get full exemptions from CIMA. If you do CIMA, then you don't need to go and do a master's degree. So back to the question, is CIMA itself enough? Yes, in my opinion. Some People who love to study might say differently, but saying it as it is. In the UK, a master's is a waste of time though, whereas in countries like Spain, masters are the bee's knees. They do everything for people's employment. It all depends on the country you live in. Unfortunately, I have no understanding of the Indian market in terms of qualifications and education. I know your education in India is extremely different to the UK. Unfortunately, I'm not able to help you with that. So has anyone done any case studies recently? What exams are you guys on? James, hello James. So I actually tried all three, I'll be honest. All three trading providers. The main one for me was Kaplan. As I touched on earlier and before you join this video, I have to be careful what I say because I'm associated with Astranti. So, but yeah, I use Kaplan. I'll leave it at that. As I said though, I did use Astranti for a lot as well. Mock exams, past papers, question banks, revision cards. But the game's changed a lot since I did it as well. I finished 2 years ago. And CIMA Study have now got their own official revision material that didn't exist when I studied for mine. And I think if it was me now, I'd be giving that a try as well. Surely the CIMA Study, I'll let you make that discussion. I'll let you make that decision for yourself. But if I'm studying CIMA and CIMA's offering material, no brainer. Good question though. But as far as I'm aware, Kaplan at the time that I did it was the only approved CIMA provider. BPP was extremely difficult. Their mock exams, I remember, I forget which exam it was. For which mock exam was it? I think it was like F2. Day before the exam, I sat on BPP mock exam, 42 out of 75. And what did I do? I shut my book down, didn't look at it till the exam a day later, and I passed it. I just think BPP are really difficult, and I think it causes unnecessary stress because I don't think I ever passed a BPP mock exam. Yet I never failed a real exam. I don't think the real exams are as hard as the training providers give you. First Intuition, I've never heard of them. They must be new. Certainly when I was doing it, it was like, yeah, I would say that as well. Kaplan was, so didn't know that. So go on cimastudy.com and you'll find the CIMA material there. But it's quite cost effective as well, a couple of £100 per module, if I remember rightly, to take a look. But it's funny you said about Kaplan as well. I still don't think I passed a Kaplan mock exam. I always remember getting close to. So what is it? You need 70%. Which what was that out of 70? 59? No, 49. No. What are the exams out of 70? The OTs are out of 100. And you need 70. And I remember getting like probably best even on Kaplan mock like 67, 68. But yeah, certainly like the 67%, 68%. But certainly the BPP ones are tough. In fact, I don't think I used BPP after F2, which was my fifth. No, it would have been my 7th exam, and I never used them again. It was way too hard. Way too hard. But yeah, what I suggest, and the route I suggest, is try loads of different ones. You've got time. You've got 16, 17 exams, so try some, and then you can always. You can find your preferred one, and then you've got the opportunity to then find the one you like, and then sit the hard. Once you get towards the end, like the last couple of levels, you should know which one you prefer, and then you can choose that one for the remainder of your studies. I do remember my time studying, and I'm glad those days are over. Spending a whole weekend studying was a killer at times, absolute killer. I don't regret it one bit though, absolutely reaping the rewards in now. Kaplan is expensive, Asta. What I would recommend is if you can get a job or a role at a company that they're willing to pay for your tuition, then 100% go down that route. In the UK here, it's kind of the done thing, but in India, I'm not too sure. Thanks, James. Good luck. Yeah, so Kaplan is expensive, I'm afraid. But yeah, if you can find an employer that will pay for it, yeah, it's your best route because then you don't have to pay for it. But I appreciate it's not always available. In which field most CIMAs get a job, accounting or management? I wouldn't say you're going straight into a management position, but you have to be an accountant to be in management. So I wouldn't say there's one more likely than the other. Of course, the accounting is more likely because you have to be an accountant at an operational level of a business before you can become a manager and a director of a business. I think that answer is obvious. Accounting. Not many people come out of studying CIMA and go into a management position, but give it 10 years down the line, or a few years, 5 years down the line, it's all well, high chance that some people might be a manager. Yeah, a lot of people go into management. It just depends how good you are. Everyone's goal should be management, I guess. Unless, of course, money's not an issue, you don't want to. But, it depends. You might decide to start your own company up, and you might be the manager, director of your own business. You might be in such a small company that you become the director. You might be in such a large company that you're probably still at the bottom of the chain. Yeah, all depends. And that's the thing with CIMA and management accounting, the accounting industry, is that it's all in perspective and it's all relative. So, okay, you might be in a smaller business, you might be a director, right? And you might have a business, you're a director of a business that has an annual turnover of £500,000. But then you go and work in a business, a global business, you're a business partner for a customer of that business that turns over £500,000 annually. You only got a title of a business partner versus the person in a small company who's got a title of a director. But overall, you're probably a similar position. Company I work for, one person I know, on our biggest customer, just left, went to a small startup, become the director, because that role they had in a large company was so big that it was almost bigger and better than being a director at a small startup, new tech firm, or like a new startup. So it's all relative. There's not always one right answer, which in that case there isn't. A few more people coming on now. I feel like I got the timing of this slightly wrong. So welcome if you are new into here. I wish I could see who's actually joined, but annoyingly I can't see who has joined, which is really, yes, I can. No, I can only see people if they've got a public profile. I don't mind. Any more questions? Any of the new people on the call got any more questions? Drop in the chat what level of the qualification you're at. Be interested to see. Most important advice for a CIMA aspirant: be consistent and work hard. Don't look at the end goal. Meet the small wins in the short term. So have a revision schedule and stick to it. Be consistent. You don't need to be a genius to pass CIMA, but you do need to put in hard work. And I always say the biggest, most important piece of advice is to make sure you put the work in. And also, as well, at the same time, you give yourself time away from it to keep you motivated for when you are studying. So if you are, for example, at a weekend, don't spend 12 hours a day at the weekend studying. Do 2 hours, 3 hours in the morning, maybe take a lunch break, go to the gym, do some exercise, do 2-3 hours in the afternoon, call it a day. Go and enjoy a Saturday evening with your friends, have fun. And then that means when you wake up on Sunday morning, you'll be motivated to start again. Single best piece of advice is to work hard, stick to your revision schedule, but enjoy downtime as well. As I say, before my first couple of exams, I actually, the Saturday night before the exam, on like a Tuesday, Wednesday, I was going out with my mates clubbing. I don't recommend you do that, but it helped me because I didn't want to be doing it if it meant giving up stuff. And to be fair, let's be honest here, real talk, you do have to give up some things. You can't do as much socializing with your friends, your family as you would like to if you didn't have them. But if you've got like a big event coming up that you know is coming up, well, you can do something about it if you prepare with your revision and do your revision as you should. Then one night isn't going to kill you. Go and enjoy yourself. JC7, hello. I'm surprised you want to go and do a master's in business administration if you've already got a CIMA. I don't really know what that's going to give you. Look, what career do you want to do? Do you want to be a management accountant or do you want to go and do business admin? I'm going to tell you honestly, I'll tin the masters straight away. I'm not sure. To be honest with you, I can't see why you'd get 10% off a business admin course. I mean, I'm intrigued to know why the university has offered that. Perhaps, yeah, if you want to be a management accountant, I would no way be going to a business admin school and doing a master's. To be fair, in the UK, masters aren't even seen as that brilliant. Look, I'm going to put it up here. My partner works in recruitment at one of the biggest food and beverage brand in the world, and they do not care about masters. So if that's any good advice on to whether or not to do a master's, then I wouldn't bother. But people do because they like to be in university, but I certainly wouldn't do a professional qualification, which is a higher level than a master's, and then go back to university to do a master's. Unless you want to do it when you're like middle-aged and you just want something different to focus on, then I can kind of understand going back. There you are. Faro Unique. Thank you for the honesty. I have a master's and it's useless. 13 grand wasted. I didn't want to put it that harshly, but you said it. Go and get a professional qualification. Don't waste your time on a master's. As I said, a master's will only get you so far with CIMA. And actually, my mate, there's plenty of universities out there that offer accounting and finance. My mate did it. got straight through with his normal degree into the management case study. Got how many exemptions? 11 exemptions. The masters will only take you that far as well into the gateway, which is the management case study. So even if you go and do accounting and finance, so my advice to you, JC7, is if you're looking to go to a university and you know you want to do CIMA, then find a university that gives you the most exemptions for CIMA, and I'll get you that CIMA exemption calculator now. Here are JC7. There's a link for the exemption calculator. Start looking at the universities which offer you 11 exemptions up to the management case study. I wish I had the advice that you had. I wish I knew I wanted to be a management accountant at your age, for one. But I also wish I had the advice to know what to do and go to, if you can get a university that has the exemptions for you to do your CIMA and get you all the exemptions, then your degree will be so valuable. I look at mine, my degree got me 2 exemptions, and I think it was just, I won't say it's just not a waste of time. I really enjoyed my time at university, but it wasn't as valuable as like if you got 11 exemptions. So you've got 5 exams left. You can come out of university, I won't let you know where I work, but you could come out to university, join the company that I work at, pass 1 exam to pass your management case study, and you'll have 4K in pay rises because you've now 2 levels of CIMA qualified. And I'm sure it's the same with many big companies. So yeah, definitely utilize that. My Sriman, welcome. I'm in my strategic level CIMA final year of undergraduate in finance in India. No experience currently, and there any programs will help me start working in the UK. This is the biggest, aside from practical experience requirements, this is by far the biggest question. And I'm going to be honest with you here, I have no idea. I have no idea what. I know it's difficult for people from different countries to migrate into the UK, but I don't really know the requirements or the guidelines of doing so. Unfortunately, you'd have to do the research on that themselves. Obviously, being a UK national, I've never had to worry about that. But could I just make a point with your current situation? You have 2 years after you pass your strategic case study exam to submit your PER. You need 3 years of work experience for your PER. You might take a year in your strategic level, which means you need to start working now in order to get your 3 years to then submit your PER before. Otherwise, if you don't submit your PER, you may have to resit your exams again. So I would try and get some work experience somewhere to help you with yours. Otherwise, your exams are going to be a waste of time. No worries, JC. So I'm glad it was helpful. Yes, 100% accounting and finance in the university. If you do accounting and finance anywhere, you'll get a lot of exemptions, but you really want to maximize it to try and get as many exemptions as possible, because it takes probably 8 to 12 months, 8 to 10 months to do a level at CIMA. So if you're doing 4 levels and you're then being able to skip 2.5 levels, it's a couple of years that you won't have to study for. And trust me, you can then sprint through your last 5 exams because they're easy. Because they're not easy because you've only got 5 to do. It's a lot easier to do a quick sprint if you want to. Although I do recommend you prepare as best you can all the time. 8 people in the stream, record for today. It was quiet. I did this a couple of weeks ago. It was a lot busier. I'm starting to think I've done it at the wrong time, a bit too late. Would earlier have been better? Is this time okay? For the UK market, okay. That's why I did it. My biggest audience is in the UK, so I just thought, oh, well, more people will join if it's at this time, but perhaps it would have been better maybe middle of the afternoon. Although today I wouldn't have been able to middle of the afternoon. It's so busy. I've just moved house and we've got so much work and decorating to do, and I've been doing loads of stuff for it. But this room was one of the first ones. David Mwamba, South Africa. Welcome. Lovely to see someone from the other side of the world. I find it amazing that people are watching me from other sides of the world. I'm a bloke in my spare bedroom with a computer up. I've got a light here, look, shining on my face. I've got a light behind me on the floor to give. I've got a light on the floor to give you that blue glow. And people are watching me from South Africa and India. Wow. Welcome. What stage of CIMA are you at? Oh, JC7 from Sri Lanka. You said you're going to Lancaster University. I thought you were from the UK. Sri Lanka, India, South Africa, me from the UK, James from the UK, Asta from India, Lindsay, I don't know where she's from, Rox, I don't know where she was from, Madava, no, I don't know. Wow. Got 6 people on, I can see 4 of you. David, JC7, Freeman, and myself. First of all, I guess while you're here, I can recognise a few names. Oh, Rox from Botswana. Wow, we have got some reach here. Yeah, just want to say thank you for all the support of watching my videos and stuff. Really appreciate it. Raiden, PUBG, Pakistan. We must have 7 people in this room in 7 different countries, I reckon. Wow. Fantastic. And we're all clever people. That's the best thing. Does anyone work for any big global corporations here? I'm intrigued to know where some of you guys work. What roles do you have? Let me know. Intrigued to know. I'm my job title is Terms and Pricing Analyst. So I'm responsible for all our contracts with, I work in a team of all our contracts with discount terms with our customers. And I also work on our pricing and ensure that all our pricing is correct within our systems. I won't say who I work for because it will then bring up a conflict of interest, and I'll get that very generic in terms of who our customers are. But if you've ever wondered what I do, that is what I do. My dream role is to be in the next kind of couple of years is to be a business partner. Again, you can probably see what that is, but commercially with our customers, we work with the sales teams on that. Is anyone studying for any exams at the moment? What exams are you studying for? I'm intrigued. It's already Sunday night and we've got to go to work tomorrow morning. I'm actually into the office for the first time with some team members tomorrow since coronavirus. It's crazy. March 2020 was, what, 18 months ago? Wait, 19 months. And I'm going into the office for the first time in 19 months. Wow. Can you do a day in the life on this channel when channel passed same amount of subscribers? I actually had that same comment earlier. And yes, that is on my to-do list. If I show you something here, I on my phone, have you ever used Notion? I thoroughly recommend it if you're doing your revision notes. Ignore the cracked screen, but on there, one of my video ideas that I've got, number 2 is, there we are, number 2, day in the life of an accountant. There's a reason why I haven't filmed it yet. It's been on there a long time. 3 months ago, I moved house, and I have a lot of work to do on this house, and it's taken up a lot of my time. Also, that video takes a lot of time to put together. It needs to be scripted. It needs all the different bits filmed. And what I didn't want to do was make that video without doing it a certain amount of justice. And actually, I didn't want to create a rubbish one. So yes, I will be doing it. Maybe when I hit 2,500 subscribers, I'll do a day in the life of an accountant. So it gives me a bit more time to get it together and get it ready. So I'm not committing to something short term and making it a rush, but rather it will be a long term video that I drip feed stuff into. Certainly can try that. But yeah, I will certainly be doing a day in the life of an accountant. What I would say, I find a day in the life of an accountant quite hard because I find it quite hard because no accountancy role is the same. And for what I do, no day is the same either. So it's really hard for me. So what I was thinking of maybe doing day in a life at period close for an accountant, because that is the only day of my month that's the same. But yeah, certainly we'll be aiming to do that. David, I work for an accounting firm and I have just started my CIMA journey. Good luck. Congratulations. The most rewarding journey you'll probably have been on yet. The toughest, but the most rewarding. So from a per point of view, is there some kind of work that I should be focusing on to help my CIMA journey? David, let me hold that thought there. I've actually put together a video on per because it was requested a lot, and it will be coming out on Wednesday at 2 p.m. British summertime, Greenwich Mean Time. British summertime, I think it still is. So keep an eye out. That will be an introduction to the per, and it will give you all the resources that you need to go and look at, so you identify what level of work and what type of work you need to get. But what I would say right now is no, there is no specific element of work, but you need to be aware of the per framework so that you know which experience you need to obtain in order to meet the per requirement. As I say, introduction video coming on Wednesday. Appreciate if you could stick around, watch that, watch it all the way through to the end. There's a secret at the end. There is a massive secret at the end, which you will need to, which you'll benefit from knowing. So make sure you stick around to the end, watch it all, and then yeah, you'll know everything you need to know about per. Yeah, financial reporting analysis is one of the competencies on the CGMA framework. So you by all means go and get a role in that. It will give you all the experience you need. And what I would say actually is when you are studying, variety is good for your per experience. Don't go and have 3 roles very similar. Go and have a role in FP&A, financial plan analysis. Go and have a role in reporting. Go and have a role in control. Go and have a role in whatever. So a couple of the competencies on there is like IT skills. You can use IT skills in any profession. You don't just need to be an accountant to have those. So even if you've had work experience prior to starting your CIMA qualification, and you used a laptop and you used Excel, that's probably enough for the CIMA per. So you've probably already got some experience. You will already have experience. The IT skills are so easy to tick off. Chirag, I hope I've said that right. Chirag, love from India, love from the UK. Peace. Raiden PUBG. What do you think will be best to do with CIMA at the same time? B.com or BBA? I have no idea what B.com or BBA is, I'm afraid. I assume that's something from India or your country. No, I have no idea what that is. Perhaps you could elaborate on what a B.com or a BBA is. Something in the UK we've never had. Who have we still got on here? Chirag, David, and Raiden. made a point of really publicising this one today, and I thought there'd be a few more people come. So disappointing, but you have to grow low, don't you, when you do something new? Not everyone knows you're here. But what I was thinking about making this like a half-hour stream every Sunday, and then if you've got questions, you drop in. If you don't, you don't, and hopefully I can build up a bit of a regularity and a bit of an audience. And just while you are here, if I'm not sure if anyone's checked out my Patreon. It's a service I offer to help you guys through it, one-on-one or group. It's a specific group of people. Yet to have my first sign up. Still trying to grind and get my first sign up. But for 30 quid a month, it does sound like a lot of money, but there are opportunities in there for me to help. I won't say coach, but help you along your way. I'm fully prepared to help you, like look at your answer, look at your CIMA case studies and how you can improve it, what things I'll be looking at the pre-scene together, those types of things, one-on-one monthly Zoom calls. So if you fancy that, on my channel is a Discord, Patreon link. Check it out. Of course, you don't have to, but just as you want to. I'm just wondering whether I should have put a big CIMA badge on my thumbnail. People might come in there. Never mind. Bachelor of Commerce. I should have guessed. It was e-commerce. David correctly pointed out. B.com. Bachelor of Business Administration. So I don't have any knowledge of that. Certainly in the UK, CIMA is all you need, but I don't know about other markets. So yeah. Jeppeth, sharing my content to other users. Thank you. If anyone else knows anybody, share away. The more people we have here, the better. The more knowledge we can share together. Fantastic. JC7 is great. Are you? What makes you great? JC7 is great. JC7 is great. So I'm thinking I was going to do an hour on a live stream today, so I've got a few minutes left. So if you have any final questions, then put them in the chat right now, because it's your one chance this week. Not sure if I'm going to be able to do one next Sunday. We'll have a look at the calendar and see what I've got on. Busy time next week. No, I remember I'm out next week, so no, I can't go next week. Going to a theme park. Yeah. Any questions, anybody? Type away. Type away. Any questions? Type away, type away, type away. Is anyone doing the financial leadership program here? I'm interested to know what it's like. I've asked my contacts at CIMA for access to FLP, and I haven't heard anything back. So I'd be interested to know what people's thoughts on financial leadership program is. It's not available in the UK yet, as far as I'm aware. So I'd be intrigued to know what it's like. If it's as if it's what it's cracked up to be. If it's what it's cracked up to be. Oh, I'm hungry. I only had dinner just before this call, but I'm starving. I eat so much food. Any more questions? We've got 7 people on this call now. Everyone is silent. We've got 4 minutes until I end this call, so get your last questions in if you have any last question. I'd be intrigued to know what people were doing for the PER. Are you doing it alongside your revision, or are you leaving it to the end? Are you doing the existing or the updated requirements? Wow, where's that hour gone? That's gone so quick. So quickly. It's gone so quickly. So very quickly. I think everyone's gone silent. So I think I'll leave it there today. I don't think there's any more questions from anybody here. So yeah, I think thank you all for coming. First of all, appreciate your support that everyone shows me. I'm surprised how much this channel has really got its interest. I'm only, I think, 12 subscribers away from 1,500, which is crazy in such a short amount of time. So thank you. Keep looking out for more videos. More videos will be coming, of course. As I said, PER will be on Wednesday. And yeah, I'll see you all then. That's from me today. Goodbye. I'll do the way and end the video. That's all from me today. Goodbye.